Jalen Ramsey has cemented himself as one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. Ramsey, in only 4 seasons, has made the Pro Bowl 3 times and been named an All-Pro. He was traded during the 2019 season to the Los Angeles Rams, where he currently awaits a contract extension. Ramsey got his start with the Jacksonville Jaguars, who selected him 5th back at the 2016 NFL Draft. Today, we're going to talk about the 4 players taken before Jalen Ramsey and how their careers have turned out. Before we jump into the video, I'd like to take a second to acknowledge that the majority of our viewers aren't subscribed to the channel. Darren and I are both college students and hope to one day make this our full-time job. So please, if you do enjoy, consider subscribing and helping us on our journey here on YouTube. Thank you, and enjoy the video. Let's go ahead and take a minute to discuss Jalen Ramsey's road to becoming one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. Jalen Ramsey was born on October 24th, 1994 in Smyrna, Tennessee. Ramsey grew up in a family of athletes. His father, Lamont Ramsey, played college football at Middle Tennessee State University, where Jalen's older brother, Jamal, played quarterback. Jalen attended Innsworth High School in Nashville before transferring to Brentwood Academy. Ramsey was a star on the football field and on the track, where he broke a 16-year-old long jump Tennessee state record. After his time in high school, 24/7 Sports rated Ramsey a 5-star recruit and the #1 player in the state. Ramsey committed to play college football at the University of Southern California, but later changed his mind and committed to Florida State University. Ramsey ran track for the Seminoles, and he was a 3-time All-ACC honoree. On the football field, Ramsey was the first Florida State cornerback to start as a true freshman since Deion Sanders. He finished his freshman year with 49 tackles, a sack, and an interception as the Seminoles went on to win the national championship. First team All-ACC honors again in 2015. He had 52 tackles and a sack, and following the season, he decided to forego his remaining eligibility for the 2016 NFL Draft. The Jacksonville Jaguars had the 5th pick at the draft, where they selected Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey started at cornerback day 1 in Jacksonville. In Week 16 against the Titans, one of the Jaguars' 3 victories in 2016, Ramsey was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week after making 4 tackles and returning an interception for a touchdown. He finished his rookie campaign with 65 tackles and 2 interceptions. Ramsey made a huge leap forward in 2017, being named a first-team All-Pro and making his first Pro Bowl. He recorded 63 tackles and 4 interceptions. Continuing to etch himself as one of the best cornerbacks in the game, Ramsey made the Pro Bowl again in 2018 after making 65 tackles and 3 interceptions. The 2019 season started off drama-filled for Ramsey, who demanded a trade shortly after a verbal altercation with head coach Doug Marrone. Ramsey was on the inactive list from weeks 4 to 6 and was then traded to the Los Angeles Rams for 2 first-round picks and a 4th-round pick. He played 9 games in Los Angeles after 3 in Jacksonville, recording 50 tackles and an interception on the year. He was named to the Pro Bowl for the 3rd consecutive season. Now, Ramsey is back at the top of media attention as he and the Rams work towards a contract extension. Ramsey has become one of the game's elite players, but have his counterparts drafted before him done the same? With the 1st overall pick at the 2016 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams selected Cal quarterback Jared Goff. Goff had a rocky start to his NFL career, to say the least. He didn't take over for the Rams until week 11, and things, well, they didn't go too well. He went 0-7 starting, recording 1,087 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. People were already ready to name Goff a bust, but all was about to change with the Rams hiring head coach Sean McVay. McVay, in his first season as an NFL head coach, was named NFL Coach of the Year. The Rams went 11-5 and took the league by storm, winning the NFC East for the first time since 2003. Goff took a huge leap under McVay, leading the way for the Rams behind his 3,804 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. He was named to his first Pro Bowl as a result. The Rams continued to make strides with McVay and Goff, going 13-3 and going on to appear in Super Bowl 53. They couldn't win the big game, but Goff was well on his way to becoming a star. He passed for 4,688 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions en route to another Pro Bowl honor. Goff signed a nice 4-year, $134 million extension ahead of 2019. The season didn't go great for Goff and the Rams, though, as they took a major step back. They went 9-7, and Goff saw a drop in production on the stat sheet, recording 4,638 yards, 22 touchdowns, and throwing 16 interceptions. While last season Goff struggled field, his overall performance and accolades in the league do paint an impressive picture. The Philadelphia Eagles own the second selection, where they took North Dakota State quarterback Carson Wentz. The Eagles planned on sitting Wentz as a rookie, but he impressed enough to the point that the Eagles traded away expected starter Sam Bradford that gave Wentz the starting role. Wentz impressed as a rookie and broke the NFL rookie record for completions with 379. He finished the campaign with 3,782 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. He made nice progress, but 2017 was the year of Wentz and the Eagles. Philadelphia got out to an 11-2 start, and Wentz had his name in the hat for NFL MVP, but during a Week 14 bout against the Rams, he suffered a torn ACL that kept him out for the remainder of the year. The Eagles leaned on backup Nick Foles, who managed to go 5-1 overall en route to winning the Eagles' first franchise Super Bowl. While he ended the season on the sideline, Wentz did help his team on the road to the Super Bowl. He was named an All-Pro and made the Pro Bowl. 2018 was a season riddled with injury for Wentz. He missed the first 2 games of the year still rehabbing from his ACL tear and was later shut down due to a back injury that he dealt with throughout the season. Wentz recorded 3,074 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Wentz signed a 4-year, $128 million extension ahead of last season, and despite not having a single receiver record over 500 yards, he managed to pass for 4,039 yards with 27 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He also played in his first playoff game against the Seahawks before he left the game with a concussion after 9 snaps. The story of his career has been injuries thus far, and he is currently injured with a lower body injury this offseason. Third overall, the San Diego Chargers drafted Ohio State defensive end Joey Bosa. Bosa dealt with a hamstring injury early in his pro career, hindering him from playing in the Chargers' first 4 contests. He returned in Week 5 and immediately made an impact, recording 2 sacks. Bosa had a stellar rookie season and went on to win NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. He made 41 tackles and 10.5 sacks. In his second season, the Chargers made their move to Los Angeles. Bosa, along with teammate Melvin Ingram, dominated in the pass rush. Bosa recorded 70 tackles, 12.5 sacks, and 4 forced fumbles en route to being named to his first Pro Bowl. Bosa missed the beginning of the season for the second time in 2018. This time he was sidelined until Week 11 due to a foot injury. Bosa only played in 7 games, but did make a large impact with 23 tackles and 5.5 sacks. Last year, Bosa returned to the Pro Bowl after playing in every game for the Chargers with 67 tackles and 11.5 sacks. This offseason, he signed a huge 5-year, $135 million extension to become the highest paid defensive player in the NFL. Ohio State running back Ezekiel Elliott was taken 4th by the Dallas Cowboys. Elliott formed a dynamic duo with fellow rookie quarterback Dak Prescott. Elliott and the Cowboys went 13-3 and won the NFC East. He excelled, leading the NFL with 1,631 rushing yards and adding 15 touchdowns. Elliott was named a first-team All-Pro and made the Pro Bowl. Elliott was then suspended for 6 games by the NFL in 2017, stemming back to 5 different domestic violence accusations in 2016. Despite only playing in 10 games, Elliott still nearly went for over 1,000 yards with 983. He added 7 touchdowns. Elliott became even more lethal in 2018 with his increased usage in the passing game. He led the league with 1,434 rushing yards. Additionally, he had 6 touchdowns, 567 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. For the second time, Elliott was named an All-Pro and made the Pro Bowl. Elliott was the hot topic in the NFL going into the 2019 season as he held out of training camp in hopes of a new contract. Jerry Jones eventually caved and gave him a 6-year, $90 million extension. Elliott went on to play in all 16 games for the first time, recording 1,357 yards and 12 touchdowns. He was named to the Pro Bowl for the 3rd time in 4 seasons. Finally, with the 5th selection at the 2016 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars selected Florida State cornerback Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey has been a stud, and his counterparts have certainly had their moments. Carson Wentz has had his moments when healthy, and Joey Bosa and Ezekiel Elliott are some of the best in the league at their position. As for Jared Goff, the Los Angeles Rams now have both anyways. The Jaguars made the right pick at 5, but things just didn't work out. Now the Rams are trying to get back to 2018 form, and Jalen Ramsey is part of the talent that they've brought in, hoping to achieve that goal.